Hello, sound check, hello. 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 This is a test. This is a test. This is a test. 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 Hello, sound check, hello. 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 Sound check, can you guys hear me? This is a test. This is a test. This is a test. Test. Can you guys hear me? Yun muna. Yes, thank you, loud and clear. All right. Salamat. Yes, funny, Miss Oligario. Kasi this video is also about the test. Dami nyo bigla. Thank you. Let's get it on. Oo, hindi tayo pwede magtagal. Still don't feel well. Not at 100%. Not at 100%. Pero, let's do this. Proof of life na lang muna, Menard. Proof of life. Yes. Proof of life. Thank you, Piang. Sige. Let's do this. How to answer law school exams and quizzes. Nag-refresh na ba sa inyo? Yes, no, maybe. How to answer law school exams. Paulit-ulit na to. Yes. Hindi magtatagal tas 2 hours pa din. O ano, ganito na lang. Bibilisan ko mag-discuss tas wala na lang post-game gaming. Kahit si Abulensya ay kating-kati na. Alak na si Abulensya. Post-game gaming sa mga walang pasok bukas o hindi papasok. Sige. Alam ko narinig nyo na to. Let's do shoutouts. Na-miss ko kayo guys. Lang live noong Biyernes. Pero proof of life. I'm here and I'm alive. Shoutout sa mga suki ng ating tindahan. Canoso, Putungan, Oligario. Thank you. GB, makinig ka mabuti ha. Hello din kay mga bago. Love Janie. Hello bago. Bago ka sa stream. Hello Miss Rekelman. Thank you at dito ka. Si Lara May says loud and clear. Thank you. Alright. Ainel Amara Abdullah. Sige. Miss Mengulio is here. Excuse me. Miss Mengulio is also here. Laban. April Gutok from the University of Baguio. Yes. Loud and clear. Alright. Mabilis lang tong stream na to. Kasi alam ko maraming busy. Lalaban pa kayo ng midterms. Except syempre sa mga nasa kalokohan. That is grad school. Midterms ba sa grad school? Meron ba? Sige. Ay, magandang tanong to. Considered bang essential ang iPad sa law school? No. Hindi siya essential. Makakapagtapos ka ba ng abogasya ng walang iPad? Makakapagtapos ka. Pag sinabing essential. Hello, Mr. Divine Grace. Thank you for being here. Sige. Alvin, hello. Yan. Sige. Teka. Bilis mag-refresh eh. Teka ha. Not gonna say na ako ay... Okay, syempre shoutout sa mga... shoutout sa mga nagpa-exam ng Sipale. Wow ha. Wow kayo. Sige. Sige. Kayong mga examiner, sana masarap ang tulog nyo. Sige. 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 Kayong mga examiner, sana masarap ang tulog nyo. na natin silang pangalanan sa mga nagpa-test ng sipale. Sana masarap ang tulog nyo. Sana masarap ang ulam nyo. Sana kinagwapo, kinaganda. Ay, hindi na. Trash talk na to. Tama na. Tama na. Alam na lang natin yung passing rate ganyan. Sige. Huwag na tayong... Sige. Tama na to. Shout out, syempre, love, Janie. Thank you. Shout out, syempre, sa mga pupunta sa Law School Bootcamp. Ang bidel nyo ay si Miss Mengulyo. Shoutouts din sa mga suking tindahan, ay suki ng ating tindahan. Piyang Sarmiento, suki. Sige. Shoutout daw sa second year Southern Bicol Colleges, Masbate City. Thank you. Maika, welcome sa ating live stream. Salamat nandito ka na. Sa live. Lee Jansen, thank you. Ang inaabot sa aking maliit na selda ay calamansi juice. Lots of calamansi. Christine, welcome. Sige. Ayoko na mag-comment masyado doon. Piyang, hail to the Chiefs. Ayoko na mag-comment masyado doon sa Sipali. Sana lang Sana lang masarap ang tulog nila at masarap din kain nila. Pero no, it's a no. Sige. Thank you for joining me tonight. Ay, Sofia, hello. Salamat nandito ka. Nakikigamit ka pa rin ng account. Laika, welcome sa ating live stream. Sige. Okay, with that out of the way, shameless. Alam niyo naman ang flow ng ating mga live stream. Konting kamustahan, shoutouts at shameless self-promotion. Oh, kay Jack daw, Cummins from Wemsu. First time mag-join sa live. Thank you. Hirap mag-adjust sa law school, appear. Sige. The Law School Bootcamp happening next week. Heavy into planning mode this week in preparation for the Law School Bootcamp. Law School Bootcamp is your immersion into the life of a hardworking working law student. It starts on October 25, ends on 31st. Magsisimula tayo ng schedule na naka-align sa mga working law students. 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. on weeknights and then 1 p.m. onwards on the weekends. The Law School Bootcamp is the mock class on steroids. You'll be given assignments, you'll be called to recite. You'll be given quizzes, plural. Decided na ako, quizzes, plural. You'll be asked to submit digests and write papers. Papers, pleading, plural. Yan na. I hope I'm not spoiling the Law School Bootcamp too much. Link in the description down below, but I'm gonna post it still. Dito sa live chat. Shoutout syempre sa mga naka-enroll na sa Law School Bootcamp. As it has been the tradition in all of the programs we run for Lex in Motion. About 50% of people who register and pay quit when they see the assignment. So nagsha-shoutout na ako sa mga 35 na inalaw naming mag-enroll. 35. Gusto ko nga kayong pasobrahan kasi alam ko naman ang attrition rate natin sa Lex in Motion napakataas. Usually sa mga classes, what happens? About 40 people register and pay. When they receive the assignment, narating na yung mga, may conflict po ako, wala po kaming internet. Meron po akong medical emergency. Medical emergency mo ba ay nanggaling sa isang PDF na may listahan ng mga kaso? Anyway, not throwing shade at anyone. Pero 30, yung 40 namin, they winnow down to 30 pagkapasa ng assignment. Those who actually attend, nasa 22, 25, sometimes 18. Those who finish the call, 9, 10, 11, 12. Sige. Bootcamp on steroids, pwede yan. Sa Law Student Edition. Happening this January or December. Law School Bootcamp for law students. Let's do tax, let's do wills, let's do, syempre, remedial law. Gusto kong magpa-evid sa Law School Bootcamp na Law Student Edition. Sige, Law School Bootcamp happening next week, Monday to Sunday. See you all there. Oo, Minggulyo, uso yan. Nako, pag binigay ko sa listahan ng mga kaklase mo, hagilapin mo sila. Two devices ang kailangan sa midterms. Yeah, pag-usapan natin yan mamaya. Yes, good advice from Maynard. Codal and then cases and then textbook. Oo, mag-rem na tayo, magkaalaman na. Kasi mga suki dito sa suking tindahan, matibay lang yata mga dibdib nila pag nagtatype eh. Pakinggan naman natin boses nila. Sige. Thank you. Thank you for that. Next slide. How to spot issues in every exam. Sorry, excuse me. Wait lang hydration break. How to spot issues in every exam. Pag nakaspot ka ng issue, kapatid, ganito na siya magiging summary, Maynard. Ika, makinig ka dito. Tingnan mo gaano kabilis discussion dito. Spotting issues in every exam, every question is just as important as trying to answer. The only way we can be responsive is if we know what are we responding to. So I hope you pick up the skill from me. Kung pagsasama-samahin natin ang mga previous discussions natin, they all boil down to this. Pero tonight, I'm gonna do a live demonstration for you. Second, how to approach exams and quizzes. Step 1, syempre, huminga ng malalim. Step 2, huminga ulit ng malalim dahil tayo ay likas na matarantahing mga nilalang. Next, count the number of pages in your questionnaire. I don't know if this still applies. Parang probably not. Pero during my time, ang conventional wisdom says, tignan mo muna yung questionnaire mo kung kumpleto. Baka sa collation, may dumobling page or may blank pages. Yan ang pinaka-tragic dyan, kapatid. Ilang beses na nangyari yan sa mga kaklase ko na sasaktuhan sila ng misprint ng isang questionnaire tapos hindi na mahagilap ang proctor. Yoyosin na sa labas. Wala ka ng choice. GG ka na lang doon. Ay, wait lang. Para sa mga interesadong sumali doon sa Law School Bootcamp, Law Student Edition, ito ang ating petition. Hindi naman namin pinupuno yan. Pero, if enough people sign up, di aalis na ng maaga ang jeep. Di naman yan pinupuno. Pero kailangan lang, sapat tayo para bumiyahin na. Sige. Next! How to answer law school exams and quizzes. There's a previous video there are previous episodes on this. I hope you watch them. And if you haven't seen them, I'll try to incorporate what I've said there with this live demonstration. Okay. Let's do the live demo. Yes, no, maybe. Do you want to try? Sagot na ba tayo ng exam? Yes, no, maybe. Sagot. For the maybe 6-7 people in this stream. Okay. Alright. Puro yes. Puro yes. Napaka-energetic natin Saan ba tayo nanggagaling? Galit ba tayo sa mga nagpa-exam ng Sipale? Yan ba galit natin? Kaya tayo hyper upbeat and slightly optimistic. Hello, Jane Halley. Kapatid, salamat nandito ka. Alam ko napaka-busy mo. Miss Chua, thank you for being here. Yes, no, maybe. Yes, syempre. Hindi ako galit sa nagpapa-exam. No, I am not a CPA. Kaya ibang-iba ang atake ko sa tax. Sige. Let's do this. Yes, no, maybe. Yes na sagot nyo eh. Let's go. Let's do this. Sorry sa gawa ng background. Hindi ko masyado napaghandaan. Nag-refresh na ba sa inyo? Can you read text? May nababasa ba kayo? Please type read. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Sige. Hindi tayo magdadalawang oras, Maynard. Oh. Ito problem. Number 1 siya. Yan. Ano step 1? How to answer this problem? Ano step 1? GB, ikaw nga mag-recite. No, step 1. Tasihila. I will call on you. Si GB, tasihila. Mandana. What's step 1 on how to answer? Lee, anong gusto mong ipabasa sa akin? When you say question. When you say read the question, how do I read the question? Where am I gonna start? Where am I gonna start? Am I gonna start here? Si Lee. I'm asking Lee and Ainel. And April. Sige. Read the question daw. Saan? Mali si GB. Tama si Hila. Yan. Di ba? Ang sarap magpa-recite ng competitive. Hindi muna dulo. Hinga muna ng malalim dahil tayo ay likas na matarantahing mga nilalang. Bakit hihinga tayo ng malalim? Why? Why? From the very beginning. No. Ainel. Ainel. I hope I'm saying your name right, ha? Is it Ainel? Is it Oinel? Look for the facts first. Mali. This is not the case. Divine grace. What are you doing? Anel. Anel. Okay. Anel ang basa. Fourth paragraph. Ainel. Inel? How do you say that? Sorry kapatid ha. Inel. Ainel. Oh, step 1 kanina. Step 1 namin kanina ay magbilang muna ng pages. Scan nyo muna yung exam booklet nyo. Ay, sorry, yung questionnaire. Para alam nyo ilan yung tanong. Malay mo, 32 yan. 32 questions. Tapos, 1 hour. O, diba? Have kulang pa 2 minutes. Kailangan magbilang ka muna ng mga tanong para alam mo kung mababudget mo yung oras. That's what you do when you go over your booklet. Ay, sorry, your questionnaire. Bilang muna tayo. Sige. Habang nagbibilang, pwedeng huminga ng malalim para hindi tayo mataranta. Kasi kapatid, ang pinakamalala na pwede mong gawin sa loob ng isang exam ay isulat mo lahat ng alam mo. Pag sinulat mo lang lahat ng alam mo tungkol sa question, that's wrong. Why? Why? Siyempre, dasal. Sama yan. Why is that wrong? When you write everything you know about the topic, about the question, why is that wrong? Why is that wrong? Menard, Canoso, ubos oras. Di po siya responsive. Very good. Very good. Waste of time, not responsive. Sarap naman makita sa inyo ng not responsive. Kala nyo, responsive nyo sa tunay na buhay. I'm looking at you, Miss Oligario. Para hindi verbose. Correct. Sige. Oh, after checking the booklet, the questionnaire for the number of questions and budgeting our time, and after taking a deep breath and taking another deep breath para kay Hila, Bogs, salamat nandito ka. Patambay ka ulit, Bogs. Thank you, thank you. Answer only the important issue. That's also wrong. Why? Why is that wrong? Kasi we have to identify. Kung babasahin natin tong problem from top to bottom, malaking kasayangan na ng oras. It's probably what? 500 words? 400 words? Pag binasa natin to top to bottom, malaking kasayangan na sa oras. That's why we skip ahead to the last 2 to the last sentence of the problem. Let's read the last sentence of the problem. Saan ba ako mag-highlight? Answer only what is asked. Correct. Sige. Saan ako magsisimula? Anong kukulayan ko? Let's highlight the last sentence. What's the word am I looking for? What's the word I'm looking for? Let's go. Ano last sentence ng problem? Decide on the objection. Decide. Finn objected. Nasaan yung Finn objected? To? Dito daw. Ang aking simula. Is this correct? Yes, no, maybe. Yes, no, maybe. Finn objected. Isa ka pa. Yes, no, maybe. Is this correct? Is this the last sentence of the problem? Yes, no, maybe. No, correct. This is not the last sentence. Last sentence muna tayo. Mamadali kayo eh. Decide on the objection of Finn. Thank you, Ms. Sarmiento. Siya na nagsabi. Okay. Kulayan ko to. This is the last sentence of the problem. Decide on the objection of Finn. Ano kaya tong objection ni Finn? Very good, Ms. Garcia. Decide on the objection of Finn. After highlighting, hindi naman highlighting. After reading the last sentence of the problem, we go back and read the last two sentences together. Saan naman ako magsisimula ngayon? Last two sentences daw, together. Saan? GB yung assignment mo, reminder. Gentle reminder, GB. Assignment. Saan ako magsisimula? Saan ako magsisimula? Last two sentences na yung kailangan kong kulayan. Sorry, on a public setting ko bigla ko naalala, Miss Oligario, sorry. For those of you who are wondering, I'm specifically calling on a few people who are part of the one-on-one coaching and mentoring program. Tapos na sila dito eh. So, I expect them to know this material. Well, not the same material. Mas technical yung kanila. Finn objected. Dito na ako magsisimula. Finn objected on the grounds that as the surviving spouse of Jake, he must concur with the surviving brothers and sisters, and that his share of the absolute community must first be given to him before any partition could be had. Ito ba? Kulayan ko ba? Yes, no, maybe. Haba ah. Pakulay nyo sa akin to. Yes, no, maybe. Yes, no, maybe. Actually, nakatayo na ako ngayon at hawak ko na tong mic at naglalakad-lakad ako. Hindi na yung usual na nakaupo lang ako. Kasi gigil tayo tonight eh. So, sorry for the mic noises. So, ano? Yes, no, maybe. Should I start here? Si Take Down Fear. Bro, pakitype ulit pangalan mo. I'm confusing you with someone else. So I could address you properly. Finn objected on the grounds. Pangit, nanginginig ako. Ano ba to? Tayo magkulay. Haba ng kukulayan ah. Yan. Yan daw. Tama ba yung kinulayan ko? Yan. And now, Jason, thank you bro. Thank you. Sige. Mula doon, we will read the two sentences together. Finn objected on the grounds. Kasi we are being asked in this problem to decide on the objection of Finn. Usually, ang sagot dito, sa decide on the objection of Finn, ano ba ang objection niya? Mababasa natin sa last two sentences. Finn objected on the grounds that as the surviving spouse of Jake, he must concur with the surviving brothers and sisters, and that his share of the absolute community must first be given to him, before any partition could be had. Decide on the objection of Finn. Okay, that's the problem. In a previous live stream, sabi ko, all questions must come from a rule, concept, provision, doctrine. Ano kaya meron dito? Is it a rule? Is it a concept? Is it a provision or a doctrine? What is the examiner trying to test here? Rule, concept, provision, doctrine. Without reading the problem, ha? Ito lang to, last two sentences pa lang tayo. Ano to? Rule, concept, provision, doctrine. Rule, provision, provision po. Are you asking me? Concept, rule, rule. 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 Wala na? Kanoso? Hila. Wala. Provision, sabi ni Divine Grace. Provision, provision, provision. Sige. Nakain po si Gasul. Provision. Sige. Provision. Sige. Provision ba ang basis ng tinatanong dito? Decide on the objection of Finn. What is the examiner trying to test here? Rule, concept, provision, doctrine. It appears that we do not have enough information based on the last two sentences to conclude if it's to identify whether it's a rule, concept, provision, or doctrine. Hindi na natin alam to. Sige. Pero, let's look at the last two sentences. We're being asked to what? What is being asked in this problem? What is being asked? GB, sagot. What is being asked in this problem? Haba, 400 words. What is being asked in this problem? We're being asked to what? What are we being asked? Maynard, I therefore conclude humahaba ang stream kasi naghihintay ako ng sagot. As the judge, how will you decide on the issue? Decide on the objection. Correct. Correct. Hindi succession. We're being asked here to decide on the objection of Finn. Ano ba basis ng objection niya? Let's break it down. Whether or valid yung objection ni Finn. Actually, kapatid, ito ha, pro tip. Get your pencils and papers ready. I'm gonna drop some premium knowledge. Kapag sinabing objection, paano to sinasagutan? How are objections treated? Unfair question eh. Sino ba na nag-e-evid na dyan? How are objections treated? Sustained or overruled? Sustained siguro yun yung isa. Sustained or overruled. Very good, Menard. How about motions? How are motions treated? How are motions treated? Granted or denied? Hello, Miss Acosta. Salamat nandito ka. Salamat na patambay ka ulit. Kamagalala na miss ka rin namin. Balita namin na mamayagbag ka sa law school eh. Di mo na need yung mga gandong sesh. Hindi, joke lang. Yan. Granted or denied? Denied or sustained? Pwede. Those are all correct answers. Oh, let's go back to this. Decide on the objection of Finn. What's the issue here? Mula sa last two sentences, ano issue dito? Tungkol saan kaya ang tanong? Finn objected. Let me underline that. Nag-object siya. Ano basis ng objection niya? Ground, sabi eh. So I'm gonna have to look for two objections. Two grounds. Dalawang basis. Ano yung first ground niya? Without reading the problem, ha? I hope you're not reading the problem from top to bottom. Kasi I'm walking you through how to answer. Whether or not Finn is considered a surviving spouse of Jake. Pwede. Sabi ni Canoso, ito na daw. Maybe use a thinner pen. Whether or not kiniklaim ni Finn siya ang surviving spouse. Dalawa basis ng objection niya. That he must concur. Let's choose a different color pen. He must concur. Yan ang unang argument niya. Shit. Sorry. Must concur. And that, second, and share absolute community. Okay. So far, so good, no? Parang nagigets natin anong gustong itanong ng prof, ng examiner. Una, we're being asked to rule on the objection of Finn. So ano ba to? Sustained ba to o denied? Sustained or overruled? Pwede. That could be one issue. Yan nga natin. Yan natin ng siguro number 2. Tapos ito, number 1. Anong gusto mong notice? Notice to explain? Notice to dismiss? Sige. Okay, mula dun sa dalawa, we now have a good understanding, decent understanding. Kung ano gusto itanong ng prof. We have to rule on the objection. We have to decide on the objection of Finn. Ito, ang objection naman ni Finn is that he's the surviving spouse. He must concur in that his share of the absolute community. Sige. Next step. After identifying what is being asked and then reading the last 2 sentences of the problem, what's the next step? What's the next step? What's the next step? Calling on the mga suki pa rin, ha? Abulensya, kanoso, putungan, estos, oligaryo. Bakit keywords and phrases? Jamie. Bakit keywords and phrases? Mamaya sa Q&A, tanong mo ulit yan, ha? May sasagot sa iyo mamaya. Sige. We have to read with the purpose. Read with the purpose with the question in mind. Correct. Hindi tayo pwedeng maghanap lang ng keywords and phrases. Kasi this is a problem. It's not a case. It's not a digest. We have to read the problem from top to bottom at least one time. Ang alam natin, ang hinahanap natin ay ang objection ni Finn. Kasi we're being asked to decide on the objection of Finn. Basis. Kung tenable ba to? May laban ba si Finn? Let's read. Let's start with the first paragraph. Habang tayo nagbabasa, we're gonna look for action words. We're gonna look for action words na may connect sa problem. Sige. Let's read. Finn and Jake have been best friends since they were 7 years old. Their friendship eventually turned into an amorous relationship. Ano ang amorous? Yung sabihin nito. Ano yung sabihin nito? What's this word? Bago to sa aking pandinig ah. Yung sabihin nito. Romantic relationship. Love. Lovers. Sabi ni Jason. Sexual relationship na agad. Masyado namang mabilis yata yun. Bala na sa aking basta labing. Hala. Passionate, sabi ni Miss Diaz. Sige. Amorous relationship in their teens. Kaya medyo karimari-mari isipin na sexual relation in their teens. This channel does not condone premarital sex. Pero wala, nasa facts eh. Ba nagsulat nito? Sige. Sige. They had an amorous relationship in their teens. The two of them remained faithful to one another over the years. Pwede. When the opportunity arose for them to work in the United States, the two of them moved to New York and eventually found gainful employment. Meron ba tayong keywords? Facts dito na may kinalaman sa ating problem? Do we have anything in this paragraph that's related to the objection of Finn? Yes, no, maybe. Do we have anything here related? Yes, no, maybe. Hello, Laika. Tingin nandito ah. No? No? Naku, si Dave, no daw. Sure, wala talagang kinalaman dito? Oh. No? Should? Sige. Sure na talaga. Walang kinalaman to sa objection ni Finn. Nag-move lang naman sa New York. O ano, walang relevant dito. Buburahin ko na ha. O, buburahin na. Wala na to ha. Sabi nyo ha. Wala na tayong babalikan dito. Sarap siguro pang kulay itim. Tas malaki. Para talagang wala nang babalikan. Wala. Sabi nyo no eh. Wala na tayong babalikan dyan. Oh, sabi nyo no. Ano, should I undo o erase? Pili na lang kayo, undo or erase. Wala eh. Sabi nyo, nothing relevant to the objection. Undo or erase? No, my keyboard does not have Control Z. It only has Command Z. So, ano na? That escalated rather quickly. Undo daw. Sabi nyo no eh. Oh, what are we going to highlight here? What's important here? Sige, naando na. Oh, what are we going to highlight here? Why is New York relevant? Ayan. Why is New York relevant, Menard? Why do you think New York is important here? Place of employment. Why do you think, sorry, excuse me. Why do you think New York is important here? Sorry, nanginginig. Oh, New York daw is important. Succession equals formalities. Oh, ibang atake na to. Governing law daw, sabi ni ano. Oh, ano na? So, New York is important. I will not erase this paragraph. Yes, no, maybe. Should I erase? Sarap gamitin itong eraser na to. Napaka-satisfying. Law of the land, yes. Okay. Okay na, ha? Sabi nyo, relevant to New York. Ayaw nyong ipadelete itong buong paragraph. Sige. Amorous relationship daw in their teens. Gusto rin itong pakulayan. Sige, tas New York. Okay. Sige. Next paragraph. May relevance ba talaga to dito? Oh. Let's move on to the next paragraph. Next na ba? O may gusto kayong balikan? Kaya bulensya, may babalikan eh. Pero ano, the rest of you, babalik ba tayo dito? Or should we move on to the next paragraph? Type next paragraph pag okay na kayo. Wala na daw. Wala nang babalikan si Abulensya. Wala daw. Sige ha. Walang undo dyan. Next paragraph na. Okay, for the two of you. 3, 4 of you who say next paragraph na. Let's read. The two of them married in New York where same-sex marriage was legally recognized. Di ba to dapat is legally recognized? Pagalitan natin yung examiner. Mali ito. Dapat is yan. Dapat mairita tayo sa typo. Yan. It's legally recognized. In the twilight of their careers, they refused to retire in the US, opting instead to retire in relative comfort in the province. It was there that Finn went back to teaching and Jake went on to start an organic farming business. Action words here. Meron ba? Gusto nyong pa-highlight? Ano, meron? Action words, keywords, phrases. Si GB ang gusto niya mga pinapa-highlight. Explosion, body parts. Married in New York. To? Highlight natin to. You think it's important? Ito ba? O refuse to retire din daw. Kukulayan. Okay. Married in New York. Nandito naman yung New York dito sa second paragraph eh. Di wala nang kasaysayan itong New York dito. Delete na to. Delete na natin to. Kasi sabi nyo, 2 beses kukulayan New York. Anong fixation natin dyan? Delete na rin natin to. Same sex is legally recognized. Sige. In the province din. Grabe yan. Dami yung gustong pakulay dito ha. In the province din daw. Should be colored. In the province. Oh. Galit na naman si Abulensya eh. Wala na daw babalikan. Should we move on to the next paragraph? Yes, move on na. Disaster struck in 2021 when Jake contracted COVID-19 and died days later. Coming now to the matter of the settlement of his estate, Finn presented to the court a holographic will written in the handwriting of Finn. In this will, Jake bequeathed everything to Finn, including the care and custody of the animals they had adopted over the years. Oh, anong kukulayan? Anong may kinalaman sa paragraph na to? Give me something that's connected to the objection of Finn. Jake died days later. Okay. Sounds important, di ba? Contracted COVID-19 din. Jake died. Holographic will. Looks important. Jake bequeathed everything to Finn. Pucha, ano na? Sorry. Can I say that? Kulayan na lang kaya natin lahat to. Okay, interesting point. Will lang daw. Action words. Everything daw. With everything. Highlight na. Underline pa. Everything is so important. Yes. Let's color this. Not everything is important. Disaster struck in 2021. How is that relevant to the objection? Baka ito pa. Kung ako nagtitake ng exam, underlining ko pa to. Kasi para malaman ko nasa ang stage na sila ng proceeding. Baka yun, importante pa sa akin. Pero hindi nyo binabanggit, baka hindi importante. Hindi pwedeng di ko kayo pansinin kasi we're doing this together. Ano? Okay na? Move on na ba tayo? Should we move on? Or do you want to color more? Yes, no, maybe. Yung mga feeling kong importante, hindi nyo talaga kinulayan, ha? Ito, add ko na lang to. Total, ako yung may hawak ng papel. Matter of the settlement of the estate. Para alam natin nasan sila sa stage ng proceeding. Probably just that. That's enough. Yan na naman si Abulensya eh. May magta-type lang daw ng sunod-sunod na move on. Naka-move on na siya. Sana ganun daw kadali. Pa-drawing ng animals ni Jake. Naku, GB wants to waste our time. Pausapan, mabilisan lang na ano to eh. Siguro, Jake has Carabao. That kinda looks like Guyito. Jake also has a pig. She kinda looks like a bear, except sa kanyang nostrils. Okay. Hindi yan lang may sungay siya. Ganyan ko, tindig-nidod ang aking, And, sige na nga, ano pa bang hayop nila? They also have a dog. No, let's do a cat. They have a cat. An evil catto. Sige. Tama na yan lang yung pinangal na animals nila. Sige. Let's do a chicken. They have a chicken. Sige. Yan yung mga animals niya. Sige. Sarap sana mag-exam ng daming oras no? Drawing ka pang ganito. Move on na tayo. The surviving brothers and sisters of Jake, all surnamed the dog, objected to the probate of the holographic will because the same was written on one of the pages of a very expensive planner from a very expensive coffee shop. Yes, Jake the dog. And Finn the human. Yung mga surnames nila. The page in question already had the date on which the will was written, July 31, 2016. Jake did not bother writing the date on the same page. Thus, the probate court disallowed the will of Jake the dog. Ano kukulayan natin dito? Is there anything here that's important or even remotely connected to the objection of Finn? Wala na mga suki kasi nagdo-drawing na ako. Hayop daw ang ex ni Abulensya. Not sure I could say that out loud. Pero alin siya dito? What should we highlight here? Man, finally, someone who makes sense. Disallowed. Sige. Teka, magtanong muna tayo sa mga current law students. What's this word? Ano yung sabihin nito? What's this? Tas anong ibig sabihin yan? At saka ito. Ano kayang ibig sabihin yan? Mga bago sa aking pandinig yan. Probate. Malapit na si Boggs. Probate. Ngayon na yung probate. Ito muna, holographic will. Anong holographic will? Teka, wala po bang nagwi-will sa inyo? Kanoso, putungan. Wala pa ba? Wala ba kayo nagwi-wills? Ay, property nga pala kayo this sem. Okay. Sige. Laman ako matawag. Lee, wala pa rin ba? Teka, third year ka na. Oh, Divine Grace says, a holographic will is one which is entirely written, dated, and signed by the hand of the testator, himself or herself. Yes. Chua, very good. Saan galing yan? Okay. Must have confused you with someone else. See, sabi sa inyo, not 100% eh. My faculties are not with me. Okay na tayo sa probate. Okay na kayo sa holographic will. Gets ba bakit na disallow yung will? Gets ba bakit na disallow? Type gets. Kung gets natin bakit na disallow. Type gets kung gets natin. Hi, Tita Ems. Salamat nandito ka. You're probably one of 4 people who understand. Oh, panglima si Get, si Abulensya. Sige. Okay. Konti lang nag-gets eh. Okay. Gets. Okay. Ang holographic will is a will that is written, handwritten siya. It has to be handwritten by the hand of the testator himself. You can actually do one right now. Kailangan masulat nyo lang. Kompleto lang. Ito lang tinitingnan ng batas. Number 1, handwritten ba siya? Pangalawa, may pirma ba? Pangatlo, meron bang date? Hello, Sheila! Naku, Miss Rivera is here. She will educate us. Miss Rivera, what is probate? Hello, Sheila Lynn Rivera. Pasensya na, kapapasok ko. Malamig-lamig pa. Tatanungin ka na. What is probate? Tas what is a holographic will? Naku, hindi man siya na-shoutoutan. Tas diretso na siya ng tanong. Oh, holographic will, 3 requirements. Kailangan handwritten, tas may signature. Tapos, it has to be dated. During the proceeding, where wala, embrace changes wala to. Sige. Probate is the proceeding where the will is inspected and proven. Ang ending lang ng probate is to either allow the will or disallow the will. Holographic will siya. Ang problema dito sa problem na to, wow ha. Ang problema sa will ni Jake the dog, hindi na siya nagsulat ng date. To problema sa will ni Jake. Kasi daw, meron ng date yung page ng planner. Okay. May date na kasi yung page ng planner. From very expensive planner from a very expensive coffee shop. Hindi na niya sinulat yung date. Walang 3 witnesses sa holographic will, kapatid. Kasi hindi pa siya umabot doon. Wala pa nagcha-challenge na handwritten itong will. Not relevant actually. Kasi nga wala ng date. Kasi hindi na sinulat ni Jake the dog. Kasi meron na siyang nagsulat siya ng will niya sa planner. Okay, gets ba bakit na-disallow yung will? Please type clear kung clear pa. Kung na-expect tatagal tayo dito. Please type clear kung clear na bakit na-disallow. Please type clear, clear, clear. Yes, thank you. Alam mo naman, mga prinsipyo natin sa buhay, no student left behind. Sige. Let's look at this. Bumalik na tayo sa final paragraph. What's intestate succession? Basahin ko muna. In the matter of the intestate succession, the surviving brothers and sisters moved for the immediate settlement of the estate, with the surviving brothers and sisters as the compulsory heirs. Finn objected on the grounds Ayan ang ino-objectan ni Finn. Kasi gusto ng mga surviving brothers and sisters, sila na lang ang compulsory heirs. Finn objected on the grounds that as the surviving spouse of Jake, he must concur with the surviving brothers and sisters and that his share of the absolute community must first be given to him before any partition could be had. Decide on the objection of Finn. May action words ba dito? Keywords, phrases? Intestate succession. Relevant pa ba to? Okay. Ano pa? You're correct, Sir Putungan. Pwedeng may will, pero na-disallow. Pag intestate succession, it's treated as if there was no will. Objected, naka-underline na. Ano na? Ano na, kapatid? Meron pa ba? Moved for. Okay. Sige. Surviving spouse, nandito na, nakabox na siya. Game. Sagot na ba tayo? Sabi ni Jane, Ali Garcia, hello kapatid. Relevant daw to. Sagot na ba tayo? Do we have enough to answer? Do we have enough to answer? Ay, thank you, Hila. Wait lang. Do we have enough to answer? Yes, no, maybe. Talaga? We have enough to answer? Let's answer. Ay, no daw, sabi ni Mr. Ascari. Why not? Okay. Sige. Ngayon nabasa na natin yung problem. Ano kaya ang gustong i-test ng examiner dito? Is it a rule, concept, provision, doctrine? Rule, concept, provision, doctrine. Tingin nyo. Rule, concept, provision, doctrine. Rule, concept, provision, doctrine. Provision. Sige. Sabi ni Lee at ni Canoso, provision daw. What provision kaya to? Miss Sarmiento, kung concept ang sagot mo, ano kaya ang konsepto ang tinetest dito ng iyong examiner? Sige, Sarmiento, sagot ka rin. Provision. Anong provision? Give me something. $16. Okay, about legitim ang tinetest ng professor dito, Miss Sarmiento. O Article 1 ng Family Code. O Article 16. Give me a provision. What's the professor examiner trying to test here? Sagot. David, what's your answer? 960. The Civil Code. Okay. Artikulo 1. Ano ba yon? Sino mang hindi sumunod sa utos ng general, ... Ano ba yung artikulo 1 na yan? Family code daw. Pwede. Pwede. Okay, in this problem, haba kasi ng facts eh. Parang kung may 6 to 8 minutes ka lang para sumagot sa bawat problem, parang ang haba-haba ng facts. Order of succession, amount of successional rights. Yan ba issue dito? Kasi kung alam natin what is being tested, we can now identify. Sige. Ano tinetest dito? Sabi ng iba, 1. Family code. Sige. Haba ng facts. Kino-confuse lang din tayo. Pero, ang objection lang ni Finn ay siya daw ay surviving spouse. Surviving spouse. Surviving spouse. Is Finn surviving? Yes, no, maybe. Buhay ba si Finn at the time na pinag-uusapan tong will ni Jake the dog? Surviving spouse ni Jake. Yan ang nilalaban niya eh. Ako po ang surviving spouse ni Jake. And therefore, dapat kahati ko yung mga kapatid. Or, isoli muna yung share ko. Split muna down the middle. Lahat ng napundar namin. Tapos, saka maghahati. Okay. Buhay ba si Finn? Yun muna. Please type buhay if you think he is alive at the time of this proceeding. Type buhay. Type buhay kung buhay siya. Very good. Buhay siya. Next question. Buhay si Finn. Spouse kaya siya ni Jake? Under the civil code. Spouse ba siya ni Jake? Yes, no, maybe. Spouse ba siya? Yes, no, maybe. Yes, no, maybe. Okay. Nahati natin siya. Surviving siya pero hindi siya spouse. How will we now resolve the objection? Very good, Arthur. Very good. Hindi siya legitimate spouse. Kasi hindi mo na siya spouse. No other kind of spouse. Survivor lang siya. Sige. Ito ang malaking tampo ko sa batas. Kaya pag kayo naging senador, isa sa inyo, 10, 15, 25 years down the road, kung kayo yung mga naging kongresista at senador, ayusin nyo to. Maawa kayo kay Jake the dog and Finn the human. Pinoproblema natin sila. Oligario, we cannot rule in favor of the siblings because you are not responding to the question. Question dito ay decide on the objection of Finn. Hindi ka naman pinagde-decide kung ano yung case eh. Kung kanino mapupunta yung pundar nila. Yung estate. Hindi. I-limit lang natin yung discussion natin to what is being asked. Pakalinaw dito eh. Yan. Dahil dyan, iinom ka ng Paypakwa on live TV. Mag-Facebook live ka at uminom ka ng Paypakwa bilang kaparusahan. Kasi not responsive ka na. The objection should be overruled. Iinom siya ng Paypakwa. However way you say that, Pepakoa, yung brown na bagay. Fins, okay. Let's do your methods. Ay, thank you, Agkapi. Maraming salamat, kapatid. Salamat tambay ka dito. Iinom siya ng Pepakoa. Is that a brand? Can I say that? If it's a brand, I cannot say that. Let's just call it the brown bagay. Okay, iinom mamaya si Oligario ng brown na bagay on live video. Yung brown na bagay. It's a brand. I can't say it. Yeah. Yung brown na bagay na hindi masarap. Sige. Okay. Gets na natin na ito yung issue. We're being tested on the status of Finn bilang surviving spouse ni Jake. Surviving spouse nga ba siya? Kasi parang sa tenor ng problem, nililito tayo na sa bungad kasi ng problem, magjowa sila since they were, magkaibigan sila mula ng they were 7. Sorry, hindi na natin kita kasi binaburan nyo kanina. Sabi nyo walang relevance. So, nandito na tayo. Tapos, meron tayong paragraph on same-sex marriage. Nilito ulit tayo ni examiner. Parang in the province daw, blah, blah. Daming irrelevant facts dito eh. Pero kung titignan mo, it all boils down to this. Actually, hindi natin kailangan kulayan yung maraming bagay na pinakulayan nyo. Kasi hindi sila relevant. Ang may relevant lang dito, yung status ni Jake, ay status ni Finn bilang surviving spouse ni Jake. I hope I'm making sense, ha? Please type sense if I am making sense. Sige. O who would like to answer? Total aral na aral naman kayo sa ano eh. Sa alak. How would you phrase your answer? I'm gonna give you time to compose your answers. And I'm gonna check my phone. I'm gonna check my phone. I have a phone pala. I keep on forgetting. Oh, who would like to answer? Who would like to answer? I think everyone should answer. Sumulat kayo sa papel. Tapos, take a photo of your answers. Tapos, sige, I'll evaluate your answer. Okay. Maganda sigurong isagot dito, no, the objection of Finn should be overruled by express provision of Article 2 of the Family Code. Period. Next paragraph. Article 2 of the Family Code provides that no marriage shall be valid unless the parties are male and female. Period. The objection of Finn is not tenable is wrong. Kasi kapatid, objection siya eh. Kung argument, pwede ang gamitin ng tenable. Ha? I hope I'm making sense doon, ha? Kasi objections are treated in this way. Either the objection is sustained or the objection is overruled. Ha? Dadalawa yan. Hindi mo pwedeng sabihin na not tenable. Thank you. Thank you, bro. Sana makatulong to sa exam mo, ha? Excuse me. Ito. Decide on the objection of Finn. Nasaan na tayo? Article 2. Sige na nga, I will show you my suggested answer. To. Objections, plural. Dadalawa kasi ang grounds niya. Sa objection niya, pero dadalawa ang grounds. So you begin with this. You begin with your short answer. Water break. Kita ba? Walang elegant sa sagot ni Oligario. Kay Menard, hindi niya sinimulan dun sa short answer na no. Yes, no. Kailangan nyo ibigay yung yes, no sa bungad ng examiner. Kasi be kind to your examiner and your examiner will be kind to you. That's the golden rule of exams. Para pag nakita niya agad na no, alam na niya na tama ka na. Bigyan na ng 5 points yan. See? Nari, chinechekan ko to. Nakita ko na to nung no. Oh, 5 na to. Bigyan na natin ng 5 yan. Huwag na natin basahin yung sagot. Always look out for the convenience of the examiner. Be kind to your examiner and your examiner will be kind to you. Tingin pa tayong ibang sagat. Popips. Overruled. Hindi ka ba sobrang ng L, kapatid? Void ab initio. Lead with, sige, ito muna. Objections of feed on his status. Isungal-ngal mo sa examiner na, Sir, nakuha ko tong status as the surviving spouse of Jake. Dito mo ko gustong itest. Ibalik mo lang sa kanya yan. Tapos, give your answer. Overruled. How the objection should be treated? Overruled. Yan. Bigay nyo muna sa kanila sa examiner itong short answer. Lee, medyo tama sagot mo pero vague. That family code provides that only men and women may get married. Vague, bro. Kasi parang you're referring to the bigger mass of men and women without specifically saying that those who are parties to the solemn contract of marriage should be a man and a woman. Vague kasi that only men and women may get married. Ilapit mo ng konti sa language ng batas. Hope that helps, ha? Sige. Anyone else who would like to answer? Nabasa ko na, Mr. Ascari. Itira mo na yan. Type mo na ulit. Okay. Sige. Tapos, in the previous episodes, I always say, tatatlo ang sources natin when it comes to the L portion. Ito ang answer, A. We're now moving to the L portion. Legal basis. Legal basis. Tatatlo ang legal basis natin. It's either the caudal provision, jurisprudence, or revenue regulations. Pero applicable lang yun kapag ano. Applicable lang yan kapag sorry. Can't say bad words. Applicable lang yung revenue regulations kapag tax problems. Sige. Eto. Kapag caudal provision, mag-cite ka kung kaya. Bakit kailangan ng citation? Again, always look for the convenience of the examiner. Be kind to your examiner. Alam ng estudyanteng to na tinetest ko lang siya sa Article 2. Hindi siya nagpalito sa mga animals na dapat nilang alagaan. Tama, mahusay. Ang batang ito ay nag-focus laang sa Article 2 ng Family Code. You don't have to type everything. Di yun kailangan. Pero, kasi for the longest time, parang first year hanggang second year, sinusulat ko yung buong caudal provision eh. As much as I can remember or as far as I can go pagdating sa doctrines. Pero sayang ang oras. I think it was Attorney Gabriel de la Peña ang nag-correct sa akin. Alisin ko na yung by express provision of Article 2 of the Family Code. Kasi ang dami mo pang words na sinusulat. Pwedeng diretsuhin mo na Article 2 of the Family Code. Okay. Article 2 of the Family Code provides that one of the essential requisites of marriage is that the parties thereto must be male and female. Hindi mo kailangan sulatin yung buong Article 2. Sapat na to. Tapos sa language pa ng Article 2. Paano bungad ng Article 2? Article 2, no marriage shall be valid unless the following essential requisites are present. Parang it's stated in the negative. Parang ang wordy. Versus this, you have the key phrases here. Essential requisites. Male and female. Tama, ako nagagalit. Tayo galit. Galit lang tayo sa mga sipa. Sorry, can't say that. Male and female. No marriage shall be valid unless, yes, tama. Ganyan ang bungad niya. Pero sapat na nasabi na natin to. One of the essential requisites. Kasi yung pangalawa, yung consent freely given in the presence of solemnizing officer. Sige. Okay, that's the L portion ng inyong pagsagot. Let's go to A. Second A, application. Sa application, ito lang ang tip. Dalawa. Una to. In this problem. Start with that. You don't have to say in the case at bench. Why? Are you in court? You don't have to say in the case at bar. Why? Are you in court? Hindi kailangan ng whole provision, bro. Sapat na yung specific paragraph na nag-a-apply. Sapat na yun. Kaya ang recommendation ko in this problem, kasi this is an academic exercise. Nasa classroom ka. I mean, virtual classroom, when you're taking an exam. Sapat na in this problem. Hindi mo kailangan in the case at bench, in the case at bar, kahit na palit-palitin mo pa every other problem. Stick with something generic in this problem. Kasi this is still a problem. You're not in court. This is not a pleading or practice of law. Why are you a judge? Ganun ba yan, Aligario? I hope I'm making sense, ha? This is how I begin my third paragraph. Kasi, kapatid ha, dito ang tingin. Let's choose a different color. This short answer looks out for the convenience of the examiner. This citation looks out for the convenience of the examiner. Kasi hodang ang professor ko ay 47, 57 o 87, mababasa niya yan. Alam niya to. Hindi na siya kailangan maghanap pa. No, pinagbububula ko lang ba siya? Tas in this problem, you're pointing out to your examiner na this is how I'm gonna apply my provision. Sige. I'm making sense to two people. How about the rest? San malabo? San magulo? Ano mo naman, no students left behind. 3 people think I'm making sense. Thank you. 4, 5. Thank you. Sige. Tapos, ang strongest argument ko is this. However way you look at it, hindi siya pwede maging surviving spouse. Kasi hindi sila spouses in the first place. So whatever na gusto niyang sabihin pagdating sa... Wow, Hila, thank you. Whatever ang gustong sabihin ng examiner, whatever ang gustong sabihin ni Finn dun sa problem natin na kasi hodang siya ay surviving spouse, dapat mag-concur siya o ibigay muna yung share niya ng absolute community, that's not relevant at all. The objection on its face should be overruled. As is where is. Kasi hindi siya spouse. Sakit, no? Pag kayo ay naging senador, i-correct nyo na lang ang batas. Sige. When it comes to application na paragraph, third paragraph, we are allowed a bit more leeway. Pwede pang medyo magpa-fancy dyan. Pero, don't. Keep it simple. Always lead with your strongest argument. What's the strongest argument here? Kasi the same-sex marriage of Finn and Jake is not a marriage at all. That's the strongest argument. Ano man ang sabihin pa ni Finn after this sentence, doesn't matter. Same-sex marriage is not a marriage at all under our laws. Yes? Am I making sense? Na ito ang strongest argument. Yes? No? Maybe. Kahit pa anong sabihin ni Jake and ni Finn after that sentence, same-sex marriage is no marriage at all. Okay. Ito na. Ito na yung application portion. This is when you connect. Sabi ko dito, who must be male and female, tama? Dito ko naman yan i-recycle. Dito ko siya gagamitin. Bang! Bang! Dagger in the heart. Finn and Jake are both male. Okay? While the law requires that they be male and female. Pangit niyang may araw. Ito ko siya gagamitin. While the law requires, by express provision of the law, they have to be male and female. And finally, the coup de grace. Coup de grace. Ano ba ang coup de grace? Yan ba ay death stroke? Yan. Finn has no standing as the surviving spouse. And there is no absolute community to speak of. Gets? In your application paragraph, hanggat pwedeng sagutin lahat ng argument, sagutin lahat. Pero dito, we started off with our strongest argument. Since they are not married under our laws, then Finn has no standing as the surviving spouse. And then there is also no absolute community to speak of. No standing, then no absolute community. Because Finn was never the surviving spouse. Surviving, yes, pero not the spouse of Jake. Kapatid, ganito kasi. Oo, it's very sad na ganito yung estado nila. Kaya pag naging senador ka, mistala, i-correct mo na ang batas. Dahil lang ba sa dadalawang provisions na to ng batas. Yung 1 and 2. Parang sayang na rin yung pinundar nila. Sige. Ayan. Always lead with your strongest argument first. Tapos try and answer everything. You reiterate the facts and then you answer one by one. Sige. Okay pa kapatid ah. And finally, ito, the portion ng ating mga sagot that completes alak. Conclusion. Na madalas din kinakatatamaran kapag kulang na sa oras. Okay. How do I say this? Bakit ayaw mong mabalik ng pen? Ang pangit. Paano ba ito babalik ng cursor? Guys, anyone familiar with Word? How do I do this again? Paano ko siya mababalik? Na hindi na siya mouse. Kasi ang awkward yung pang sulat. Conclusion. For these reasons, the objection of Finn on his status as a surviving spouse of another man should be overruled. It's essentially a reiteration of your short answer. Thank you, Hila. Thank you for being you. Ang cute naman yan. Laki ng tiyan niya. Sige. Thank you, Hila. Okay. The objections of Finon's status as the surviving spouse of another man should be overruled. Okay. Kapatid, ganito. 2 points before I take a short water break. Hydration break. Number 1. In law school, you are trained to always come up with the correct conclusion. That's the tragedy of law school. Kasi when you get to the bar, and you get to practice, you will learn that every position is a tenable position. But don't say I said that. Don't quote me on that. Every position is a tenable position. Every position is a tenable position. Okay. Kung mali ito, can you get partial points? Yes, no, maybe. Kapag mali itong portion na to, bilugan ko ulit baka hindi nakatingin. Pag mali ito, can you get partial points? Yes, no, maybe. Yes, no, maybe. Yes, no, maybe. Yes, no, maybe. And there you go. We have a winner. Silverbirds. Bro, anong pangalan mo? Can you give me your name so I can address you properly? Correct answer is maybe. Depende sa prof. May mga prof kasi na pag nakita na tong no, mali na lahat yan. Hello, anong pangalan mo? Jack. Yan. Hello, Jack. Thank you for answering maybe. Okay, ganito yan. Kasi, depende sa prof. Pag mali ka dito, pwedeng mali ka na sa lahat. I've had professors na ganung mag-grade, all or nothing. You either get 8/8 or 0/8. Yan ang laban sa kanila. So the correct answer is maybe. In the event na mga professor, mali yung short answer mo, babasahin pa rin nila. Okay, how about this? Kung ito ang mali, too thick. How about this? Kung ito ang mali, will you get partial points? Yes, no, maybe. Pag ito ang mali, are you asking me, Dave? The answer, kapatid, is no. Kapag mali ang sinite mo, mali ang legal basis mo, hindi ka na nag-resign. Ibig sabihin, pag mali ang legal basis mo, dadalawa yan eh. Either, you got the issue wrong, in which case, nag-cite ka ng ibang codal provision. Katulad kanina, sorry, excuse me. Kanina, when I was asking you, kung rule codal provision doctrine, may mga sumagot ng provision. Pero, hati-hati kayo. There was one who answered legitims under 960 ng Civil Code. There was one who answered Article 1 of the Family Code. Also correct. Also a correct answer. There was one, I think, magbabackread pa ba ako? 1 or 2 of you who answered na Article 16 ng Civil Code. Ang codal provision na nandito. It has nothing to do with the citation, kapatid, ha? Whether or not you score points here. Yung legal basis ang tinatanong ko. Has nothing to do with the citation. Rather, how you approach the problem. Gets? Sana yung making sense, ha? Kung wala tong Article 2 of the Family Code, pwede rin under the Family Code. Pwedeng ganun. Under the law on marriage. Pwede yan. Under the law. Pero kung ang sagot mo ay under the law Wills and succession. Yan. Totally different issue ang sinasagot mo. Pag malayo sa issue, ang iyong legal basis, mali ka na. Hope I'm making sense doon, ha? Say yes. Please type yes. Kung okay pa tayo doon. Kapag kasi mali ang citation mo or mali yung legal basis mo, ibig sabihin, hindi mo tinamaan yung issue. You answered something completely different. Kunwari, ang sinagot mo dito, Article 16. Order of succession, amount of successional rights. Pag yun ang atake mo sa problem na to, mali ka na. Okay. Has nothing to do with the citation, rather the substance of the law. Thank you. Sige. Let's move on. Dito. Kung mali ito, do you get points? Yes, no, maybe. Ito, I'm gonna go ahead and say, maybe this. Kung mali ito, do you still get points here? Wala na naman. No na ang sagot dito. How about this one? Sa application, kung mali ang application mo, o sumagot ka ng totally different sa issue, or tama ang legal basis mo, pero mali ang application mo, do you get points? Hila talaga eh, no? Makapush lang ng partial points. Partial points. Kapag mali ang application mo, kunwari tama ang legal basis mo, tas sabaw yung application mo, o sumagot ka ng nothing to do with your legal basis. Yes. Pag mali ka sa application, mali ka na. You get deductions for this. Answer is no. Walang maybe dito. Puro-purong pambobola na nga lang to eh. O itong conclusion. Pag mali ang conclusion mo, can you get points? Pag mali yung conclusion mo, can you get points? The answer is yes. Pangsara to ng loop, tama. Pero, it does not mean that you are wrong. Pwedeng ito at ito, dito tayo sa kabila. Pwedeng ito at ito, ito and ito, they have nothing to do with each other. Pag mali yung isa, pinapahirapan mo sa examiner. Babalikan niya tuloy yung sagot mo. Puti siya, pinagbobobula ako ng batang to ah. Pinagsusulat niya dito. Pero you will get deductions. Kapag mali itong paragraph na to, you get deductions for this. Pero it will not invalidate your entire answer. Best case scenario, tama lahat. You get 10. You get 8 over 8. Pero pag mali yung conclusion, kunwari sa taranta mo lang, nasulat mo dito, sustained. Kunwari nataranta ka lang, sabi mo dito should be sustained. Pero ang argument mo ito ang legal basis mo, ganito mo siyang in-apply, tapos nasulat mo lang dito sustained. Do you think mali ka sa lahat? Or will you get partial points? Sige. Ala, tumama na si Maynard. 2 oras na naman. Narinig nyo na daw yon, yung mabilisang live stream. Sige. I hope I'm making sense, ha? Before we move on to the next problem, okay na ba? Questions. Questions on this before we move on to the next problem. Next sample. Anong mga tanong? Hello, sound check. Hello. Hello, sound check. Hello. Okay na ba? Next question na ba tayo? Do you want to continue? Yes, no, maybe. Si Hila, hinihintay ko sumagot. Ayun, finally. Move on na daw. Sige. Next problem. Can you see it? Nagre-refresh ba? Teka. Kakalokohan tayo eh. Okay. Haba ng problem, yes. Galawan to ni ano eh. What's her face? Si prof na nagabot ng tissue. Bago, na pinapapunas muna niya yung mga bakas ng aking mga paa. Kasi I'm not worthy to set foot in law school. Step 1. What's step 1? Nag-refresh na. Thank you. What's step 1? Step 1. Step 1 ng pagsagot. Very good. Hingang malalim 2 times. Yes. Para hindi tayo mataranta. Breathe. You breathe. Joseph, you breathe. Hinga ng malalim. Yes. What's step 2? Very good you're learning. What's step 2? Step 2 na. Step 2. Step 2. Step 2. Hinihintay ko sumagot si Hila. Ala, read the last sentence na daw. Siya itong matarantahin. Kaya na-imbento yung breathe again dahil siya check the pages, hindi. That's examining the exam. That's how you take an exam. Nothing to do with this. Read the last 2 sentences, hindi pa Hila. Hinga ulit ng malalim. Excited ka masyado sumagot eh. Kaya nagiging unresponsive. Sige. Hinga ulit ng malalim. Ganon. Sige. What's the next step? Haba ng problem What's the next step? After taking 2 deep breaths na magkahiwalay, what's the next? Don't panic, tama. Haba ng haba ng problem. Read the last sentence. What's the last sentence here? What's the last sentence? Sige, GB. Read the last sentence. Ano kukulayan ko? It's the objection of Maria. Proper. Thank you, Lee, for this. Oh, what's the next step? Ano next step? What's the next step? What's the next step? After natin itong nakulayan, read the last two sentences together. Correct. Correct. Read the last two sentences together. Correct. Ano kukulayan ko? Saan na magsisimula? Saan na magsisimula? Nakulayan na natin yung last sentence. Oh. Maria Concepcion. Doon na magsisimula. So, ito kukulayan ko. Maria Concepcion proper. Yes, no, maybe. Maria objected that. Correct. Sige. Maria. Kulayan ko muna bago ako basahin. Maria Concepcion objected that it is not Article 36 of the Civil Code. I hate typos. Let's correct this. Nako. Kinain na ako ng word. Omurger. Ano ang gagawin ko dito? Probably undo that. Civil Code. Yan. I think we're all good now. Maria Concepcion objected that it is not Article 36 of the Civil Code that is controlling, but instead Section 7 of Rule 111 of the Rules of Court should apply. Okay. We've read the last two sentences. What's being asked here? What is being asked? Ano tinatanong dito ng problem? What is being asked? What is being asked? What is being asked? Wala na? No one here on the stream na? Have you given up on me? What is being asked here? Lynette, resurrection. Correct. You are correct, kapatid. What is being asked here is the objection of Maria Concepcion proper. Where did you get correct? Ito lang siya. It's the objection. Sige. Next. Hila. Tama sana yung sagot na yan sa isusunod sa mga next two questions ko. Bali, nauna ka ng isa. Nauna ka ng isang step. Next. Mula sa problem, ito ba ay galing sa isang rule, concept, provision, doctrine? Galing ba siya sa isang rule, concept, provision, doctrine? Rule, concept, provision, doctrine. Rule, concept, provision, doctrine. Sige nga, what rule? Hila, you said provision. What provision? Anong rule? Anong rule? Bakit tayo may rule? Thank you, Lee. Oh. Sabi ni Hila, Article 36 daw. Parang wala akong control sa kamay ko. Nakakalungkot. Hirap mag-drawing ngayon na. not Article 36. Sabi ni Hila, ito daw. Let's choose different color. Sama pala yung not. Sige. What's that rule? Rule 111? Pwede. You would also be correct kung itong sinagot nyo. Kasi nandyan na nilatag na What I'm trying to show here. Wait lang. Can't I draw a straight line? Yan. What I'm trying to show you here is this. Kung tutuusin, kung titignan natin yung problem, parang simple lang siya. Pero, nagmumukha siyang mahirap kasi ang ginagamit na arguments ay yung provision lang at hindi yung what the law provides. Kung hindi ako aral sa PJQ, hindi ko alam na Article 36 at saka Rule 111 ang PJQ. Malamang nalito na ako, nganga na ako. This is one way professors can trip up ang ating diskarte during exams. May isa pa akong exam na na-encounter. Ang ginagamit na arguments ng party, kunwari, what should be, parang ang argument ni first party ay based sa case X. Parang when first person argues using doctrine of X case, and then the second person argues using the Y case. Kung hindi ko alam itong dalawang doctrine na to, nga na ako sa problem. Gets ba, kapatid? Gets? Gets ba? Thank you, Mr. Canoso. GB, 2. 3. 4, 5. Thank you. This is also another example of how a problem is compounded by taking two concepts. Two basic concepts. Concept ng Article 36. Concept under Rule 111, Section 7. Pinagsasama sila to form one Goldilocks question. Di natin alam kung Goldilocks to technical. Tignan natin mamaya. Ha? Sige. Dahil alam na natin to, what's the issue here? Yan, Hila, tira na. Labas mo na yung sagot mo. Because we know that the examiner is trying to test our understanding of Section 7 of Rule 111 and Article 36 of the Civil Code. Ano issue dito? Yung sagot mo kanina, Hila, i-copy-paste mo. What's the immediate issue here? What's the immediate issue here? What's the immediate issue here? Whether or not the objection of conception, Maria Concepcion, is proper. Correct. Next step, alam na natin ang gustong i-test ni examiner. Alam na rin natin anong tinitest ng examiner, and we now know the issue. What's the next step? What's the next step? What's the next step? Naglalag ba ako? O May something ba sa ating stream? Bakit parang ang late ng responses? O walang nagre-respond? Baka ina-assume ko lang na hindi kayo nagre-respond. Next step here is to read the problem. Fact check. Sige. Let's read the problem. Haba Juan Joaquin Bernal was an avid follower of the now defunct Facebook group Legal Tinder. It was there that he was able to connect with like-minded individuals, not only within his demographics, a young man in his mid-20s working at a middle management position but extremely busy with his work schedule and his classes in law school. Action words, keywords, phrases. Anong kukulayan natin dito? Is there anything here that's connected to Article 36 or Rule 1, Section 7 of Rule 111? Is there anything here that's relevant? Yes, no, maybe. Wala na. Anong may relevance ba dito? Action words, keywords, phrases, o none? None, nothing. Sige, wala po. Okay, sige, burahin na natin siya. Has nothing to do with this. Walang relevant. O sige, let's read the next paragraph. It was there that he met Maria Concepcion, also in her mid-20s and also a law student, whom he immediately identified as someone who was not completely vanilla. What started with a simple mind comment on one of the posts in the group, photos of Maria Concepcion with a lot of leather straps and riding crops, the two of them fell madly in love. They were both thunderstruck with the experience. Both of them agreed they had chemistry. Action words, keywords, phrases na gusto nyong i-highlight. Meron ba? Keywords, phrases, action words that we can highlight. Madly in love. Jill says none. Two of them fell madly in love. Yung madly in love nila ay may kinalaman ba sa Rule 111? Ni met Maria Concepcion. Is that relevant? What started until madly in love? Sure kayo Love is always the answer. GB assignment mo. Huwag mo akong ginaganyan. Ano? Kukulayan dito. What started with the simple mind comment? Lahat to? Relevant? Alam na natin na professor is trying to test us on an understanding of Article 36 and Rule 111. Has nothing to do. Okay. Kailanman daw ay hindi mali ang magmahal. Nice. Abulensya. Shots fired. Wala. Nothing from Amilensya. Pre-game gaming na to. Oh, nothing here I will delete. Not relevant. Sige. Wala na to Kayo nagsabi Anong balikan to mamaya? Oh, next paragraph. When the quarantine restrictions in Metro Manila were relaxed, the two of them decided to get married in a quaint little church in Ermita. The reception was very small with only their parents, sponsors, and a handful of friends in attendance. All of the guests agreed it was a beautiful wedding of a beautiful couple. Ano? What's relevant here? Importante ba? Action words, phrases. Gusto nyo sagutan? Married in Ermita. Bigamy yan. Ano to? Tigil na natin to. End of stream. Married. Sige. Married. Decided to get married. Sure kayo relevant pa to ah. Dali lang kasi burahin eh. Oh, yan lang ha. Okay na. Wala na kayong gustong pakulayan. Ang beautiful wedding daw. For beautiful couple. Stock kaya natin to. Mahanap pa ba natin to sa group? Yung Juan Joaquin Bernal na to. Namang gwapo. Okay. Should we move on? Wala na ba? Okay, wala daw kinalaman sa kaso yung magandang kasalan. Okay, sige Maynard. Move on na ako ha. Sige. It was through a relatively rough game of truth or dare that Maria Concepcion found out that Juan Joaquin Bernal was actually married a few years ago to Joanna Magbuhos. They were married in a secret ceremony of an obscure religious group deep in the mountains of the north. North daw, JB. Their marriage contract was never registered with the local civil registrar or the Philippine Statistics Authority. Juan Joaquin later admitted that he left her when he found out that she did not share the same kinks. The North, we the North. O ano? Important keywords and phrases. Si Silverbirds ay si Jack. Sorry senior moment. Ano kukulayan dito? Married before. Saan ko mahanap yun? Was actually married to... Ito? Never registered. Ano pa? Actually married a few years ago to Joanna Magbuhos. Ito, Maria Concepcion found out that Juan Joaquin Bernal was actually married a few years ago to Joanna Magbuhos. After ng truth or dare. Okay. Let's color that. Secret ceremony. Sounds interesting, no? Deep in the mountains na naman. Ano pa? Sure ka hila, itong deep in the mountains mo may kinalaman sa Rule 111 Secret ceremony of an obscure religious group. Sige. Gonna humor you guys. Obscure religious group. Sige Marriage contract. Marriage contract. Sabi sa Fax PSA Pero kaya ang hula ko recently married lang to Tansya ko lang Feeling ko bagong kasal lang tong dalawa. Tapos iniwan na niya agad. O relevant ba to? He left her? O hindi? Action words, phrases. Looking for GB here who is surprisingly quiet after the introduction of the word kinks, leather straps, and riding crops. Okay. Ano? Okay na? O move on? Should we move on? O meron pa kayong gusto? Guys, you don't think this is relevant? Ito. He left her. That's not relevant? O move on talaga ha? Di talaga to importante ha? Malay pa ba natin na concubinage to? Pinagsasama niya sa isang kondo. Ha? Nobody said it's relevant eh. So, let's skip. Not relevant. Pwede. Sige ha. Relevant yung secret ceremony. Relevant yung mountains of the north. We the north. Pero itong when he left her. That he left her. Not relevant ha? Not relevant ha? Sige. Ang judge nyo ha? May riding crops lang bilang hindi na relevant. Oh, relevant. Hindi sa akin lang to. Since you guys don't think it's important. Bahala kayo dyan. Sige. Let's move on to the next paragraph. Maria Concepcion felt betrayed with this revelation. Wow, shocker. She immediately left their conjugal home, a small rented condo unit in Quezon City. Wala na, di na natin mababalikan si Riding Crops. It's somewhere hidden here. Sa black na bagay. Sige. Maria Concepcion felt betrayed with this revelation. That may sound effect to. I can't draw them. She immediately left their conjugal home, a small rented condo unit in Quezon City. Come the next business day, she consulted her lawyer who filed a complaint for bigamy against Juan Joaquin Bernal. Not to be outdone, Juan Joaquin Bernal also sought the nullity of his marriage with Joanna. What's relevant here? Daming magandang nangyayari dun sa obscure Facebook group na to eh. What's relevant here? Bigamy. Maria. Nullity of his marriage with Joanna. Could be important, di ba? Yung betrayal not important. Buuin na natin. Bernal also sought the nullity. Wala. Anything else? Siyempre relevant yan kay Miss Abulencia. Relevant basta may betrayal na ganyan. Relevant yan. That's yan binibilugan. For the sake ni Miss Abulencia. Bilugan natin. Felt betrayed. Sige. Wala na? Okay na ba kayo? Ay, akala ko sinong Olivia. Conjugal home. Seems relevant daw. Mingulyo. Okay, good na. Sige, let's move on to the next paragraph. Okay na kayo ha? Upon the filing of his complaint, the clerk of court refused to accept the complaint of one Joaquin Bernal. Because he was praying that the court dissolve his marriage to Joanna. The clerk of court explained to Juan Joaquin that he was essentially seeking to annul his marriage to a woman whose address or whereabouts were unknown, without a marriage certificate to prove he was married to this woman, or even a photo that a wedding ceremony took place. What's relevant here? Action words. What's relevant here? Never registered. Kanina pa yun. Refused daw. Refused to accept the complaint. Filing of his complaint. May isa pang tip dito. Hindi ko siya ginagawa, pero baka makatulong sa inyo. Si Attorney Gabriel de la Peña, turo din niya to. Kapag daw may characters, binibilugan. Para alam mo, hindi lang yung action words. Para alam mo rin yung actors. Hindi ko siya ginagawa, pero could be useful. Highlight na lang natin siya. Ito yung actor. Saan yung no proof? Saan yung no proof, Menard? Wait lang ah. Ako na-windang sa inyo. Kung yung phrase, hinanap ko kasi yung phrase na no proof. Sige. Okay na kayo? Kapatid, let's take a moment and look at the problem ulit. Kung hindi ka huminga ng malalim, binasa mo na to. Nagtuloy-tuloy ka na dito. Binasa mo to, tapos trying to go back to each over and over again sa same paragraph, trying to understand the problem. Pero actually, ang importante pa lang, may nangyaring importante pa lang. Paragraph number 1, 2, 3, 4th paragraph pa lang may importante. Ito lang, marriage contract never registered. Pero, and that is when you read the problem from top to bottom, gets. Pero dahil sinisimulan natin siya by identifying what is being asked and then the rule concept provision that's being tested and then identifying the immediate issue na ang argument ni Maria ay dapat daw Rule 111 at hindi Article 36. Dahil alam natin yun, napakabilis na maunawaan napakabilis para sa atin ang maunawaan ng problem. I hope you're getting why that is important. Itong steps na to, I hope you're getting why that is important. By narrowing down the issue into what's really important. Saka lang tayo pag alam natin yung immediate issue, dun lang tayo pwedeng maging responsive. Kung nagbasa ka lang dito from top to bottom, pwedeng evidentiary matter to. Pwedeng procedural lang atake mo dito. Bakit nga ba dininay? Bakit hindi inaccept? Iisipin mo na. Ang pagtanggap ba ng complaint ay discretionary o ministerial duty? Next, na iisipin mo anong procedural remedy dito. I hope I'm making sense. Please type sense if I'm making sense. Kung bakit importante na basahin muna natin yung last two sentences. Kasi pwedeng mawala ka na dito eh. Pwedeng procedural na yung atake mo, next train of thought mo. Procedural, ministerial duty, remedy dito dapat mandamus. Okay, 5, 6, 7 people think I'm making sense. Sa panic mo sa exam, sa kaka-overthink mo, pwedeng lumayo ka na sa what is being asked eh. Sige. Let's finish the problem. Wanting to get ahead of the possible warrant of arrest. Tumira pa siya ng ganito. Kung hindi ko alam na PJQ lang ang tinatanong dito, pwedeng i-underline ko to. Pwedeng. Ang isip ko, papunta na sa motion to quash. Guys, wait lang Ibang inig ng kamay ko ngayon. Warrant of arrest. Juan Joaquin through counsel, filed an urgent motion to suspend the proceedings on the ground of Article 36 of the Civil Code. Maria Concepcion objected that it is not Article 36 of the Civil Code that is controlling, but instead, Section 7 of Rule 111 of the Rules of Court should apply. Is the objection of Maria Concepcion proper? Action words. Keywords and phrases that should be highlighted here. Suspended the proceedings. Kasi filed an urgent motion to suspend. Very good. Kasi it is the only sentence here that tells us ano ba tong ino-objectan ni Maria? Urgent motion to suspend. Pero ang basis niya ay 36. Maria Concepcion objected that it is not Article 36 of the Civil Code that is controlling, but instead Section 7 of Rule 111. Sige. Let's answer na. I'm gonna show you the relevant parts of the problem. Thus, let's answer. Let's see her. Let's go. Let's work through our answers. Sagot. Give me an answer. Answers. You want to take answers? You want to write them down? You want to send photos? What do you want to do? Yes, comma, the objection of Maria should be sustained. Yes, the objection of Maria is proper, there being no prejudicial question. Canoso is on the right track. Pero he's not gonna use alak sa ganong sagot. Okay, tumalon si Hila. Tama na yung application niya eh. Always lead with the strongest argument. There is no PJQ. Tumalon siya. Leap of logic. Fatal mistake. Kasi yung basis tumalon. Pero tama naman. Will not prosper. Come on. Kapag objection, they're either overruled or sustained. Actions may prosper or not prosper. Claims may prosper or not prosper. Motions are denied or granted. Sige. Let's cover that tomorrow, Hila. Parang sarap gumawa ng ano no, parang common grammar mistakes law students make. Sige. Canoso, let's continue with the rest of your answer. Jack takes a stab in the dark. No objection is not valid. Why? Are you being asked to rule on the validity of the objection? Because it pertains to criminal cases, comma. However, this is more on the civil aspect. Not sure. Ay, manganganak na yung kapatid mo. Congratulations, Mr. Canoso. Sige. Praying for a safe delivery. Officially, ikaw ay isang tito na, Mr. Canoso. Okay. Anyone else who would like to take a stab in the dark? Come on, this is a safe space to learn. Di na mga gigradean dito eh. Yes, officially tito ka na, Mr. Canoso. That yung beer mo yung kulay brown na bote na. Hindi ka na pwede dun sa mga clear bottles. Ang beer mo dapat ay yung brown na. Okay. Anyone else who would like to take a stab in the dark? Putungan. La. GB, who is surprisingly quiet in this problem dahil may pagbanggit ng riding crops. Yes, the objection of Maria should be sustained. Criminal action may be suspended provided that a prejudicial question exists. Okay. Ako, nag-further na siya. Sige. Oh, let's look at the suggested answer. Yes, no, maybe. Tito would like to answer. Guys, balikan natin yung problem ha. Ang argument ni Maria Concepcion ay walang motion, dapat ma-deny yung motion to suspend. Kasi Article 36, the Civil Code, is not going to apply. Dapat po ang mag-apply ay Section 7 of Rule 111 of the Rules of Court. Yun ang objection niya. Ulit, one more time. One more time. Louder for the children at the back. Ang argument ni Maria ay wala dapat yung motion to suspend. Hindi Article 36 ang applicable. Dapat ang mag-a-apply Section 7 of Rule 111 of the Rules of Court. Sige. Yes. 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 Thank you, Mr. Putungan. Mali si Juan Joaquin Bernal. Kasi he was just trying to get ahead. Kaya siya nagpapasuspend. Mali rin naman yung objection ni Maria. Yes. Binibate kayo ng examiner dito, oh. Binibate kayo dito sa paragraph na to. Malaking pambibitag to. Malaking pambibitag to. Dininay. Kasi sabi ng clerk of court, Sir, ano ho ang sadya nyo sa aming opisina? Ano ho ang sadya nyo sa aming tanggapan? Ako ho ay magpapaanal. Meron ho akong kasal kay Joanna Magbuhos. Okay. Taga saan po si Joanna? Hindi ko ho alam. Ano po ang kanyang address? Wala ho kaming address, hindi ko maalala. O sige sir. Saan ho ang inyong marriage certificate na katibayan na kayo po ay ikinasal? Ay wala ho kaming marriage certificate, hindi ho siya hindi ho na parehistro. So po secret yung wedding namin. Okay. May picture po ba kayo na kayo ay kinasal? Malaking pambibitag to. Yan din, Nay. So ano hong pinunta nyo sa aming tanggapan? Kung papaanal po kayo sa isang babaeng hindi natin alam kung taga saan, batay sa isang marriage certificate na di natin alam kung nasa ano na rehistro man. Wala ho kayong picture na ikinasal ho kayo. Okay. Sabi is trying to bait you. Then, he tries one more time, wanting to get ahead the possible warrant of arrest. Tapos nag-file pa. Tama naman eh. Papunta na sana sa tama. Nagpapasuspend ng criminal proceedings. Pero ang basis niya, Article 36. Objection naman ni Maria, hindi dapat Article 36 ang mag-a-apply. Dapat Rule 111. So question now, tama ba si Maria? Sige. I hope you appreciate the problem now. Kasi kung hindi natin na-appreciate yung problem, hindi tayo pwede maging responsive. Ang kasalanan ng riding crops yan. Eh, kung trip din nung Joanna Magbuhos ang magpapalo, eh sana hindi tayo nagkaganito. Kasi during our past discussion on PJQ, I was expecting na medyo mas aral kayo kasi mga suki sa tindahan. Laban na kayo nung kay Tatiana at kay Berlin. Pero this is just a variation ng PJQ problem. Yes. Yes. I hope you appreciate this. We have to game the game. Kung hindi natin pinalo yung steps na to, malamang na-lost na tayo sa traps dito. Ito, ministerial duty of the clerk of court to accept all complaints. Ano remedy niya? Procedurally, ano po yung pwede niyang gawin? Sige. Okay. Sige, let's do the answer. 4 na paragraph pa rin to. Yes. PJQ has na on the premise na walang PJQ. Kaya mali si Maria. Mali rin naman si Juan. Juan Joaquin Bernal. Okay. So you have your short answer. You have your legal basis. And then you have your application. And then you have your conclusion. Let's do this. No. Kasi we always have to start with the short answer. You always look out for the convenience of the examiner. And be kind to your examiner and your examiner will be kind to you. The objection of Maria Concepcion should be overruled because Rule 111 of the Rules of Court will also, nilagyan ko na ng also, not apply. Just to drive home the point na, examiner, alam ko na binibitag mo ko. Nilalagyan ko to ng also just to throw shade at the fact na hindi mo ko nahuli doon. Na mali sila pareho. Gets. Okay. Legal basis. Caudal. Kapag ang caudal, kailangan nyo nang buuin. Ganito. Kahit hindi ganito ang pagkakasulat ng batas, i-format nyo sa ayon na, i-format nyo sa ng maayos. Citation. Pwede rin namang sabihin na under the rules of court. Pero binayayaan na tayo ng examiner ng citation, but di pa natin gamitin yun. Tells us that the elements of a prejudicial question are the previously instituted civil action. Yan. Dito. Huli. Was there a civil action that was previously instituted? Yes, no, maybe. Yes, no, maybe. Yes, no, maybe. Meron ba? Lee, nasaan yung civil case na previously instituted? Show me. You show me, kapatid. Because the clerk refused. Correct. Dun pa lang. Wala na tayong previously instituted civil action. Or intimately related to the issue raised in the subsequent criminal action. We have no civil action and therefore wala nang PJQ right from the start. In this problem, again, nabanggit ko na to kanina, sapat na tong in this problem. In the case at bar, in the case at bench, tama na tong in this problem. Kasi this is an academic exercise. There is no previously instituted civil action. Yan. Lead with the strongest argument. Because the clerk of court refused to accept the filing of the petition for the declaration of the nullity of marriage of Juan Joaquin Bernal to Joanna Magbuhos. Mahaba. Isang sentence lang to pero ang haba-haba. Pero I'm just trying to reiterate here that I've read the facts, sir. I've read the facts, ma'am. And I can reuse your facts sa aking application portion. I've led with the first strongest argument. Walang that there is no previously instituted civil action. Sa application, kapatid, it's always useful that you use the language of the law. Kaya siya reiteration nito. Previously instituted civil action. Previously instituted civil action. Sa application problem, ay application paragraph nyo, feel free to use the language of the law. Yes, generic yan. Yan lang yan. Hindi na ako nagpapalit. Language, GB. Baka i-block ka ng moderator natin. Bidel, oh, biglang may nagmumura sa chat. Okay. There being no civil action filed ahead of the criminal case, neither Article 36 nor Section 7 of the rules. Section 7 of the rules of court, malito, kulang. Section 7 of Rule 111 of the rules of court will apply. For these reasons, the objection of Maria should be overruled because neither provision relied upon by the respective parties are applicable. Baka is applicable to. Yep. Neither provision relied upon by the parties is applicable. Okay, questions? Questions? Clear ba for the 6-7 people remaining dito sa ating live stream? How to answer law school quizzes and exams. That's it. Next slide, please. Sige. I hope it's clear, ha? Hindi ko man ma-explain sa inyo yung traps. Kasi every exam is gonna be every exam will be different. Sabi ko nga in a previous episode, individuals are very hard to predict. Pero if you look at them as a collective, as a group, napakadali nang i-predict. Common na pan-trap. Pagsamahin ng dalawang basic na concepts, gagawing Goldilocks. Maglagay ng mga irrelevant na facts. Pahabain ng isang problem, ubusin ang oras ng estudyante kakasagot. Worst exams yung ganun para sa akin, parang hindi adequate test ng iyong ng alam mo. Yung bibigyan ka ng 35 questions worth 2-3 points each. Tapos nanganganak pa. Tapos hindi mo na masagot ng 4 paragraphs. Yung pwede na yung 2 lang. I think I want to share that too. Paano ang sagot kapag simple lang yung tanong at hindi mo kailangan 4 paragraphs? Do you want to do that? Yes, no, maybe in a future live stream. Analogical arguments, tawag doon. Mas mabilis. Actually, that's pretty advanced material eh. I usually reserve that for mga barista na nasa coaching. Yung nakakaraming sessions na nakakasagot. Actually, ganyan ang mundo namin sa coaching. Especially for my baristas. This is like session 1 for them. Pero as they go to sessions 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, parang galawang makbars na lang. Shamelessly going to drop this link here for those who need help. Yan. How else do professors trap? Mahabang problem, maraming tanong, tapos super liit ng points. Pamatay yun yung time namin kasi handwritten pa eh. Parang pupuno ka ng booklet, tas yung napuno mo na yung booklet, tapos magre-reset ka na. Yung babaliktarin mo na yung booklet mo, pabaliktad na yung sagot mo. Ay grabe. Pag ganun na. Tas tagto 2 points each. Tas ulit-ulit lang yung mga facts. Parang ang variation ng bawat sagot, parang 1 or 2 sentences na lang talaga. Grabe. Yun yung mga exam na tutusin madali. Pero iba, parang idini-deny na lang sa amin yung points sa puro-purong stamina. Patagalan na lang. Matira matibay sa pagsagot. Okay. How else do they trap? Long problems, many problems, mga problems na nanganganak, mga problems na would your answer be the same if ganon. Tapos questions that really have nothing to do with the long set of facts. Grabe, yun yung isa sa mga pinaka-troll ways. Haba-haba ng facts. Tapos yung answer, yung what is being asked really has nothing to do with the facts of the problem. Ito. Kapag nasa problem, if you were the judge, how would you decide on the case? Kapag ganun nagsimula ang problem, it's safe to say na ang bungad, kahit wala yung short answer na yes, no. Sisimulan mo siya na, if I were the judge, if I were the labor arbiter, tapos yung insert short answer. Kahit hindi yes and no ang first word mo. It's not entirely inconvenient on the part of the examiner kasi siya na rin ang nagsulat ng if you were the judge. Pag nilagyan kayo ng ganon, sumagot kayo ng if I were the judge, if I were the labor arbiter. Ganon. Kasi sila humingi nun eh. Hindi nyo naman hiningi na, hindi sir, i-judge ko na. Sige. Hope that helps, Tito Canoso. Congratulations ulit. Welcome sa Titohood. Bigat pa naman na bigla kang nag-Tito October eh, no? Kailan malapit ang Pasko. Sige. Should you be given full points kung wala yung if I were the judge? Yes. Pero it speaks to the degree of responsiveness you have. Sige. Should still get full points for that. Oh, questions. Magbabackread ba ako ng mahaba? Saan ko kukunin yung mga questions kanina? May nagtanong kanina. Tanong Tridor. Watch out for those. Thank you, Menard, for sharing. Ano ang tanong Tridor? Tanong Tridor are questions na wala sa coverage. Yung from time to time kasi you will have professors who will tell you na huwag nyo nang aralin to. Not gonna be asked in the exam. Pero kabaliktaran pala. Huwag nyo nang aralin to, hindi naman yan kasama. I will not ask about this sa inyong midterms. Pero they are usually questions number 1. Tanong Tridor. Dagger in the heart. Yung mga sobrang nakakabiyak ng puso eh. Sinabi ng wag na aralin, hindi itatanong, napaka-technical neto. Tapos, biglang question number 1, That happens. Nabibiktima ka pa ba nun, Hila? Kaya sabihan ka, huwag nyo nang aralin to. Huwag nyo nang basahin. Hindi yan itatanong. I will not ask that. Trust me, guys. I made your exam. Tapos na exam nyo. Hindi ko na yan itatanong. Only to find out, number 1 siya. Dagger in the heart. Yan. Tanong traitor. Sige. Bago ko sagutin yung tanong kanina, I have a question for ito legit, 11 people remaining in this stream. Did you find the questions, yung mga tinanong ko kanina, were they difficult? Yes, no, maybe. Kung wala ako to guide you through the questions, pareho pa rin kaya ang mga isasagot nyo? Yes, no, maybe. Habang minintay ko kayo sumagot dyan. Talaga? You found the questions difficult? These actually are very basic. Tignan nyo naman yung mga ginamit kong citations. Article 1, Article 2 ng Family Code. Basic yan. Basic yung mga citation. Pero, pampagulo talaga, facts. So that's my advice, mga kapatid. You always take a deep breath. Kasi hindi ka huminga ng malalim, isusulat mo na lahat ng alam mo sa topic eh. Hope that makes sense, ha? Earlier kanina sa stream may nagtanong, wala daw perang pampaaral ang mga gusto daw niyang maging abogado pero walang pampaaral ang mga magulang niya. Ang gusto kong i-point out, kapatid, kayo ng mga hardworking working law students, mga nasa laylayan ng law school. Kayo ang dahilan bakit tayo may channel. Kasi gusto ko kayong tulungan. If you're a hardworking working law student trying to earn a living in this world and then trying to make it through the terrible place called law school, please type here sa ating chat box. At nang makita ni ate or kuya na nagtanong kanina na kayo ng mga walang pampaaral ang mga magulang nyo pero nandito kayo at lumalaban, please type here if you're a hardworking working law student. Wala tayong mga pampaaral. Yung pampaaral mga magulang natin. Pero lumalaban tayo. Dito tayo. Pa-check ng attendance para mabasa niya. Kalimutan ko na kung sino siya. Sige. Backread muna ako ng mga tanong. Walkthrough ito. This episode is a walkthrough on how to answer. I hope na pagdating ng mga exam nyo, you learn, you apply this. Hinga ng malalim, hinga ulit ng malalim, read the last sentence, read the last 2 sentences together, identify the immediate issue. Identify what's the rule, concept, provision, doctrine that's being tested, and then identify the immediate issue. Read through the paragraph. Ekisan lahat ng paragraph na walang kasaysayan, walang kinalaman sa issue. Focus only on the facts. Don't fixate on the facts na walang relevance. Alam na natin yung tinatanong eh. So kung walang ambag dun, walang ambag sa PJQ, walang ambag sa pagiging surviving spouse, tapon na, ignore na. Sige. Hope, and I was hoping na okay kayo dito kasi yung second question PJQ sa mga suki ng ating tindahan na live stream. Gets nyo na ang PJQ. this is just an iteration of that problem. Same problem. Walang PJQ kapag ang attack. Attack to the first marriage. Di naman natin diniscuss yung validity ng marriage nila in secret eh. Nothing to do with the problem. We only respond to what is being asked. What is being asked in that problem was whether or not. Hindi, what was being asked is for us to decide if Maria Concepcion's objection was proper. Okay. Savage daw ang eco bag. Thank you, Jeff. Ba't ang savage ba nun? Wala eh. Sabi rin ni Menard, savage nung eco bag. It was in a relatively poor neighborhood. Medyo, ito yung neighborhood na kahit ako, hindi ako ganun kakomportableng maglakad. Well, naglalakad naman ako doon. Pero always on high alert. Yung feeling na ito yung neighborhood na tipong masasaksak ka. Pwedeng ganun. And I ask for my eco bag back. Thank you. Thank you, Jeff, for supporting Dekada. Sige. Nako, Jill, hindi ko masyadong gets to. Probably, Jill, ang tanong mo ba, paano sumulat ng eleganteng sagot? Pwedeng pa comment, Jill, kung yun. Yes, no, maybe. Kung paano sumulat ng eleganteng sagot. Okay. Let's look at our hardworking working law students. Here. Siyempre, kayo yung mga nandito ako dahil sa inyo. Willing ako magpuyat para sa inyo. Lalaban natin ang mga grades nyo. Yes. I know the feeling. Sa mga munito-munita or sa family exchange gift. Pwedeng magpatak-patak na lang po kayo. Ibili nyo ako nung ng libro ni Professor Balane sa Wills or sa Oblicon. Bisyo ko kasi yung second textbook. Always yan. Pag may bonus, takbo agad ng Central or Rex. Feel I shouldn't mention names. Anyway, I feel you, kapatid. Hindi dahilan ng kahirapan sa taong may pangarap. Sounds like a political campaign jingle from last election season, but I'll accept that. Spotting the issue is really the key. Correct. Kung tama ang pagkakaspot mo sa issue, kapatid, hindi ka na maliligaw. Pero kung mali yung understanding mo ng issue, malamang mali na rin yung sagot mo. Okay. Thank you, Katniss. Menard says solid and savage. Yes. Updates. Updates print edition. A print edition is in the works. Handshake deal na, pero we're ironing out the details. May mga hindi pa kami napagkakasunduan talaga. Sana magkasundo na. Chapter 8 of Dekada with the endorsement of Miss Mengulio. Sige. Mas appealing ba na may citation? Kapatid, kasi ang citation will turn your answer from good to great. Ask Mr. Canoso. Siya na detailed din mag-cite. Hindi naman kasi lahat ng codal provisions ay dapat nating i-cite. May mga sadyang importante lang. BP 129, for example. Yan. May mga... let's skip that. Rem yun eh. Papakwento ako pag nag-rem tayo. Sige. Hindi mo kailangan isulat yung buong... Yung, kunwari, nag-cite ka, a citation is different from the provision. Pwede kasi kanina dun sa sagot natin na under the family code, no marriage shall be valid unless it is between a man and a woman. Period. You're essentially stealing from the words of Articles 1 and 2 ng family code. You don't have to write the entire codal provision kaya ng ginawa ko kanina. Ang haba kasi kung isusulat mo ng Article 2 of the Family Code provides that no marriage shall be valid unless the following essential requisites are present. Number 1. Tapos number 2. Hindi mo kailangan sulatin ng buo yun. Sapat na kung ano yung gusto mong ituro. Pagdating sa doctrines, marirealize mo kapatid na sadyang mas elegante ang pagkakasulat ng mga ponente versus sa kung ano man ang understanding natin ng batas. My hope, I'm not gonna ask you to memorize. What I'm going to ask you to do is to familiarize yourself with the law. You read the law, you break it apart, and then put it back together. The more you try to put it back together, the more you realize na mas elegante at mas simple na ang pagkakasulat ng batas. Hope that answers that, Juven, ha? Haba ng sagot ko. Short answer. Citations will turn your good answers into great. Pag sa provision, you don't need to write everything. Only the relevant parts. Jill was trying to say yes. Paano sumulat ng elegante? Naku, napakahirap ituro niyan. Pero subukan ko. In future episodes, let's try that. Hello, Marie. Happy birthday, Marie. Happy birthday last week. Congrats at natapos mo na ang iyong mga exams. Kita-kit sa fellowship ng 24. Oh, working law student daw si Raps. Thank you. Hello, Victor. Ano mas magandang gamitin na citation? Jurisprudence or codal provision? Again, it really depends kung ano ba ang mas tama. Tatatlo ang sources natin. You have codal provisions, you have doctrines, and revenue regulations. Yung revenue regulations, relevant lang kapag tax yung problem. So, alin ang mas tama, Marie? Pili ka ng isa. Sa bawat problem may binabagayan yan, merong mas tama. Kahit dalawa ang pwedeng choices dyan, meron laging mas tama. Sige. Bounce na daw si Miss Diaz. Guys, if you have more questions, meron pa ba? Any tips for taking up succession? Codal. Ano librong gamit mo, Charlie? Anong gamit? Charliet. Can I call you Charliet? Charlie, can I call you Charlie? Nako-cord tuloy ako. Anyway, tips sa succession. Anong gamit mo libro? Hintayin natin. Paras. Naku. Easy to get lost sa discussion ni Paras. Recommended ko yung in no particular order. Jurado Tolentino. Paras. Plus. Big asterisk. Plus. Hanapin nyo yung libro ni Professor Balane. The Man, the Myth, the Legend. Hanapin nyo siya. Kahit sa Oblicon, Balane, next level. Next level ang discussion niya. Parang may ko-compare ko siya sa Away Kalye. Kung yun lang yung alam mong fighting style, Away Kalye. Biglang pagkatapos mo kay Balane, meron ka ng Eskrima. Sige. Ayun lang. Paras. Supplement mo siya kay Balane. May isang, kalimutan ko kung sino nagsabi. May nagsabi na huwag kang magre-rely sa textbook, recommended textbook ng professor mo. Bumili ka na lang ng libro kung saan ka matututo. I think that is flawed advice to a certain extent. Kasi what if yung prof mo ay yung author? Ang alam niya, yun at yun lang. Nasa libro na niya ang mga sagot. Sige. Pwede ka magpalit ng... Pwedeng magbago yan. Mike Mendez. Fellowship. Mac class. Wala munang Mac class. Kota na tayo. 2 to 3 per year. Pero, we're having this next week. Ako, mali pa yung na-paste ko. We're having this next week. It's called the Law School Bootcamp. 1 week siya na immersion. Think of it as mock classes on steroids. Monday to, bali October 25 to 31, aligned lang tayo sa schedule ng working law students. Start tayo ng 6, end tayo ng 10. On weekends, we start ng 1. 1 to sawa. Sige. Hope you join. See you there. If there are no more questions, mga kapatid, maraming salamat. Thank you for joining me for tonight's live stream. I appreciate all of the well-wishers, mga nagpi-PM, chat-chat, na nangangamusta. I'm doing better, but I'm not at 100%. Let's leave it at that. Maraming salamat. Thank you so much for watching. Good night.